This, my friends, is the Voyager NXT production cart. 42-inch, this thing's a beast. Let's take a look. Pros and cons, part one. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is setup. This thing sets up really quickly. I estimated about 1-2 minutes. We can time it, or we can just time lapse it. We'll do either one, but let's start the setup. One of the pros of this cart is that it sets up in about 1 to 3 minutes. I think that was closer to the 3-minute side, just because I think I put the back part on wrong there for a second. But this thing, for the most part, is a very quick setup. This is their largest cart in their NXT Voyager lineup. It's the 42-inch. You have a lot of space here. We can come and show you some close-ups a little bit later, but you have a lot of space here. You got the nice felts on either the top and the bottom as well. The wheels are phenomenal. They're locking as well. So this thing isn't gonna go anywhere. If this is gonna be your cart and this is gonna be stationary at some point, this thing is gonna be locked down and tight. The next segment that we're gonna do is the carrying capacity. It has a 600-pound carrying capacity. I brought some gear with me today, about roughly 150 to 200 pounds. It's not all the gear, but I brought some of it just to show you how you can kind of pack the cart. We're gonna set that up in just a second, and I'll show you some other features that it has. So as I mentioned before, the full carrying capacity of this cart is 600 pounds. I'm not sure about the 36-inch, but the 42 is definitely 600 pounds. We don't even have everything fully maxed out on this cart yet. I mean, this is most of my equipment, but you're probably looking at about like 75% of the full surface covered up. And you can also stack things too. As you can see, we have a few camera crates right here, and those are just stacked. You could probably stack 2 more of these, put some more on there, and fit a ton of other stuff in the center. We have about 3 tripods, 2 big camera bags, and the main live stream rig, which is about 60 pounds. And this thing is handling it like a champ. While the wheels are unlocked, you can see this thing is literally push and it goes. This thing is sturdy. It's not going anywhere. Look at that, one-hander. It's very sturdy. It's got these nice hand grips. So you have full control of this thing. Even when it's fully rigged out and has a ton of weight on it, you have a ton of functionality with it as well. And yeah, so this thing is pretty much, I would say probably have about 75% rigged out. And about 500 feet of cable on this, about 500 feet HDMI, SDI, power cables, other little bits and gadgets. So this is pretty much my entire rig, and it's all on one little portable setup. And I can't tell you how nice that is, because my business is literally centered around being portable. So hopefully that gives you a little insight on how much stuff you can roughly carry in this if you're looking at getting one of these for yourself. And let's move on to the next part. So that goes into the next segment, which is scaling. You know, you talk about the price and, oh yeah, it's very expensive, but you have to realize this is a product that you're gonna be able to scale, and it's a product that you're gonna be able to have for a long amount of time. There's a plane going around right now. It's pretty windy out today, huh? Yikes, where did that come from? So being able to scale a product is very, very nice, especially if you're building a company. I've been building this company for about 3 years, and I plan to build it for like another 3 or 10 years. So having something like this that you can scale and you can make better over time as your company increases is something that you should be looking for. I want to scale this by getting monitor arms. I want to get a monitor arm here and here for multi-view and program outputs. I want to get an umbrella clamp because a lot of our events are outdoors. So what that means is the sun's beating down on you, and as you know, a lot of monitors are very expensive when you get kind of in like the anti-glare stuff and brightness. So buying cheaper monitors is nice, but if you have like an umbrella or some type of shading area, you don't really have to spend the extra money on that glare reduction and all that stuff. So I want to get one of those clamps. I want to get the cable clamps too. You guys gotta, I'll put a link or a picture up in this corner or something of what they look like, because I don't actually have any right now. They're very expensive. They're 150 bucks just for one clamp. But the clamps can pretty much go anywhere around the carts. They actually, I think they mainly go on these things right here. These things clip around the outsides of the two columns there, and you can mount a lot of stuff on these. You can mount anything you want really, but one of their main items is those cable clips that you can mount right into these little quarter screws here, and they just go around like that. For my business and what we do, we have a ton of cables. Actually right now, I think I mentioned earlier that we have 2 bags literally of just cables, like probably 500 feet of SDI, HDMI, power, and just a bunch of other gits and gadgets. If I'm carrying around a 300-foot SDI cable, I do not want to be putting that into my bag. It's just going to make it more heavier. And we're kind of like on the run, run and gun type people. So if I can have a clip that I can put right here and just be having a 300-footer right on deck, and I can just grab that and go, that's something that I'm looking for. And probably a lot of DPs are looking for that as well. There's a ton of cables that you got to have on your production set. So that's something you can look forward to as well. And that's something that you're not going to get with just basic $800 carts. You can't scale them. I mean, you can do like little DIY stuff, but if you're looking at something that's quick, easy, and works for the price, I would say this is worth it. So all in all, if you're looking for a production cart that is going to last you 30 years throughout your entire career, you're looking for something that's not going to break down, something that's sturdy. This thing is metal, it's sturdy, there's rubber grips, these wheels are industrial, they have locking clamps, this thing isn't going to roll anywhere that you don't want it to. If you're looking for something that's going to last you, I would go with the NXT Voyager production cart or some of their other lines like the Apollo and the Scout, because this is something that's going to last you a long time, and it's something that is going to be worth the money. It has the carrying capacity, it has the functionality, and it has the ability to scale as your business scales. But yes, this thing is crazy good. If you're ever in the Phoenix area, just for a quick tip, you can go on my ShareGrid profile. I have it linked in the description if you want to rent this cart. I'm always getting new accessories, and I'm going to build this out even more and more. So if you're a DP in the Phoenix area, you can rent it from me on ShareGrid. I have it in my profile. So check this thing out. Check out their website. I'll have a link in the description, and check out my website as well, rooklive.net. And we'll see you guys in the next video.